Now, for those of you not familiar with Way of the Samurai 3 or Way of the Samurai the series, it's essentially a choose-your-own-adventures hack-and-slash RPG. It's sort of in a genre all of its own. It's pretty awesome. And we'll be starting a brand new campaign here today. As soon as the game loads. Yes. Autosave function. This game was developed by Acquire Software. You'll remember them as the developers of the original Tenshus. And they've also made this game. Alright, let's go ahead and get started here. Again, we're going to start a new game. I did a test run of this game last week, but I lost the recording, so we're just going to pretend that never happened. And we'll play it on normal, because I'm no scrub. Let's go ahead and change our name here. We'll make it Risoru. LethalFeline. You know, for authenticity's sake. We'll also be playing with Japanese audio here. I may switch it back and forth because we will be doing multiple playthroughs of this game. It has a total of 21 endings. Alright, for the head, we'll go ahead and use this one because it's the best one. You'll notice there's some question marks under there. It's because we'll be getting additional heads later. We'll also have outfits and additional question mark outfits. We'll go ahead and use this one. And for the character, you can actually get full-blown models for this, but we don't have any of those. Those will be characters from the game. How many did it say there were? A total of 140 characters to unlock that you could play as. Only 17 costumes and 7 heads. Let's see, we have no items at this point. We also have 1 weapon to our name. Believe me, we'll have several by the end of this. And we'll also have a bunch of accessories we can slap on our fella here, but we don't have any just yet. So let's go ahead and get started. Also, this game will be completely driven by the chat. I'm actually broadcasting this live. So they will be given choices as this goes through.
戦は戦を呼び、田畑は荒れ、人心は乱れる。尾張の織田信長をはじめ、名だたる武将が天下を奪い合い、いつ果てるともなく戦い続ける戦国の世。ここ義州天名の地でも、名門桜井家の栄光は希望が夢となり、下克上により権勢を振るう乱世の英傑、藤森主膳が天下をうかがう。強く。ただひたすら強く、それが主膳が求める国のありようだが、そのために天名の民草はひたすら19にあえぐ。そう戦が絶えることはない。今も一つの戦が終わった。だが類々と横たわる屍たちだけが戦いを終えることができる。合戦場をさまよう者にとって地獄とはあの世か、それともこの世か、それを知る者は誰もいない。
So if you didn't catch all that, this game takes place in a place known as Amana, and everyone wants it. And we're just some asshole who's stuck in the middle of it. We can choose whichever side we want and drive, well, the events that are going to transpire. Also, I've inquired with the chat how they would like me to play this run of the game. Would they like me to do it seriously or not so seriously? They still have 20 seconds to decide. So far, they're going with not so seriously. You could definitely... This game is not a serious game, but it does have serious undertones for sure. It's pretty close, actually.
あの大戦で生き残ったやつがおるとはな。おい、おめえ様、大丈夫かよ。
Alright, the chat has decided that I will not be playing it seriously. But I'm also going to let them decide even more stuff. Like, what will actually answer our question here. I'll just go ahead and number the options, and the chat will decide. Whoops. Just pretend that the option at the top says, which one would you like to choose? We can choose, I've been better. I can see the river of death. Or leave me alone, you goddamn peasants. I will give you up to 30. Or at least until this tie is broken. It depends, because right now it's 1 and 2. 1 and 2 are neck and neck. Do we see a river of death? Has he ever been better? I think it may be decided. Let's see here. Actually, I forgot to get rid of an option there. One still says seriously. I'm gonna flip the coin. Actually, I'll just choose. I can see a river of death, which was one of the more popular options. There we go. Also, you may have noticed that we had some icons earlier on the lower left. We can actually draw our weapon at many times and just take on who's ever staying in front of us. We can also prostrate ourselves, which is very important in this game as well. But I'll try not to do that. It can really give you non-endings. It's not a good idea just to randomly prostrate yourself or pull out your weapon on people. So LethalFeline awakes in some place he's never seen. Of course, he did just lose consciousness on a battlefield. So here we are. There's lots of things we can do in this game. Of course, we can draw our weapon using L1 and put it back using the same weapon, or the same button. We can also change it so we use the blunt side of the blade, you know, like Rurouni Kenshin, you know. Sometimes you don't want to kill people. You can also switch it so you just use fists, which is another way to not kill people. But it's not terrible. Well, actually, there is a killing fist and a non-killing fist, now that I look at it. What the difference is? Well, nobody knows. Anyway, let's go ahead and switch back to our weapon and put it away. You can do all kinds of blocks and whatnot, and there's 2 types of swings. Actually, every weapon has its own set of moves. It's sort of weird that way. This is the moderate blade. You'll see we have a skill listing here. Right now with this weapon, we don't know how to do too much, and as we actually use it, we'll learn how to do other skills. But there's also some other things we can do. We'll go ahead and put this away, and we'll actually learn this game as we go. Alright, let's go ahead and jump out here into another cutscene. And you'll see there are the options to kick his ass and not kick his ass. It's called us a Bakamono. Alright, so he just said don't fight anybody. Okay. So this is Munekicha. He's actually the chief of this place. Let's see, who are you? Of course, he's Munekicha, Umemiya, the leader of the Takatane village. Why are we a samurai? Well, here you go, folks. Putting this to the chat, so I can become ruler of all. So I can fight heroically as a warrior. Or I've never given it much thought, to be honest. You have several seconds to decide the fate. Also, we'll eventually get kicked out of this menu. I may have to re-enter it. I'll give it up. I'll give you 10 more seconds. So far, it's very much. I have never given it much thought. We're a very carefree samurai. All right, there you go. One who doesn't think has no right to be taking the lives of others. Well, I haven't done anything like that yet. He called me a Bakamono again. Fool. He was a samurai himself long ago. And he knows exactly how ridiculous samurai are. Well, that's good. All they want to do is steal, kill, and stand on top of stand on top of others. I haven't done that yet either. And we won't have our way at his village, not while he's in charge. Alright. So here's where the main choices of the playthrough are going to come from. You'll notice that there's that exclamation point. That's actually what's called an inkling. Essentially, if we run to that spot, we'll have an event transpire. Now you'll see there's actually ones all around the map. We have one at Castle Minori, one at the road, one at Castle Amana, Miki Town, and still one in the Takatani village. So, the question is, where are we heading? I'm going to go ahead and put this in the chat. This is going to be a bit cumbersome to actually give everyone these choices, but I'm going to do it in the spirit of interactivity, because I'm a nice person. Whoop. That's Amana, not just Mana. Omiki. Whichever your first choice is, folks, will be where we spend most of the game. There's actually job brokers in every one of these locations, except for the road. They will determine our main faction here at the beginning, so think carefully before you choose. You have 20 seconds. Looks like we're first going to head to the road. And whatever the next most popular option will be our faction this time around. So far it looks like it's going to be the road and then Amana. I'll give you 10 more seconds, because this is an important choice. Oh, it's in between Amana and Omiki now. As soon as it breaks, I'm going to go ahead and stop this. Okay, there you go. Looks like Amana wins. So Amana will be our main faction this time. You'll see how that works in just a moment. But right now, we are going to fast travel to the road. And yes, Tazren, we will try to get that follower this time. Hopefully I won't screw it up.
その2、藤森の兵糧だな。こちらへ渡してもらおう。久しぶりの米だな。これで腹いっぱい食えるぞ。これは。よこせ。逆らうなら切る。
Now, we don't always have to fast travel. We could actually walk to these locations, but for the sake of, ease, I'm just going to do it this way. Also, we have some food we can pick up. Let's go ahead and do so. Food recovers our health, so it's kind of important to get a bunch of it. And also, this is not the proper way to get to where we want to go. So we have these guys shaking up these merchants just trying to get the rice through town. We have several choices. Since we're going to side with Amana, these guys are actually part of the Oka clan, which are actually in the Minori castle. So we're going to go ahead and pull out our Wobbit. We'll have our first fight of the game. Alright, suckers. Bring it on. Whoop. Now, right now, at this stage in the game, we don't have much in the way of skills at all. But we can still kick some serious ass. Like, we can grab him. You saw I did a kick earlier. I can also, you may have saw that, what I did is I actually blocked his attack just as it happened. I can have all sorts of effects. I can actually copy his moves if I do that. It's called skill matching. I guess he lost, didn't he?
話を聞いてくれ。俺たちは盗みなどしない。
Also, I was reading the chat, so I didn't pull out my sword yet. Actually, You know what? I'll pull out my sword again. Also, the chat wanted me to play this not so seriously, so I should probably get a silly weapon in just a moment. Dog, this is not where you need to be. Now, you may have noticed that X button go by. Whenever I perfectly block and it's not like some kind of plot system, I can go into a kill chain like this. And if I can hit the buttons properly, I can instantly kill my opponents. It's pretty damn handy. Also, that has very, very important implications. Killing those Oka guys. Alright, so you guys want me to go to Castle Amana? Well, first we don't need to click on that. Actually, Castle Amana is not too far away. Let's go this way. Let's see, what weapons do we have here? We might as well, you know what? We can pick up those weapons. They'd have different skills than the ones we have, or the one we have, the moderate blade. But there's no reason to do so. Let's go ahead and pick up a mushroom. Had to remember the button there. You can actually kick things up to your hands as well, which is pretty handy. Willica wants me to do a skull punch playthrough, just doing hand-to-hand combat. We can try that, and I'll show you how effective it is real quick. It certainly would be effective. I don't think, or it would be ineffective. For this upcoming thing we're gonna do, I'm not gonna be doing that. I'll show you how silly this game is in just a moment. We're gonna head, actually, to Omiki Town real quick. Because I want to get us some different weapons. I have played this game fairly extensively. I haven't actually seen all the endings, but I have plenty of experience. So I have an idea of what I'm going for here. To answer your question there, SecVTV, I do not believe that there is a fan weapon, but I could be wrong. I can't remember. Also, this man right here is extremely important. This is the guy who will upgrade our weapons. This is Dojima, the local blacksmith. If you want to know about weapons, he's your man. So we can actually go in here. We can upgrade our weapons. We don't really have a whole lot of money for that, though. As you can see, it's about 500 yen each. We have 89. Also, I'm not sure if they should be using yen in this era, but, you know, we are, so, you know, whatever. So here's a weapon I accidentally just picked it up. You can actually use a hoe as a weapon. It's an upper stance weapon. I don't know if I actually talked to you folks about that also. Not only do weapons have their own moves, they also have their own stance. Like you'll notice the moderate blade has a middle stance, and this has an upper stance. There's also a side stance, a draw stance for like Bato Jutsu. There's also did I say side stance, one-handed stance, and also a spear stance. There's also a couple of other stances that aren't immediately available. Also, how is this hoe? This hoe's not terrible. It could be a better hoe. Let's see what other stuff we can use. There's definitely a lot of things to see around here. Also, there's an inkling we could run into over here, so we'll probably do that. Let's see, over here. Oh, we can't pick up that one regrettably, but you'll notice we can actually use onions as a weapon. That's what I did during our test playthrough, and I'm not going to do it again here because the folks on the stream have seen it already. There is... Well, we did the short green onion. There actually is a long green onion too, but I can't remember where the hell they are. This is the job broker for the Omiki region, Arroyo. We'll not be talking to her. Also, I'm gonna go ahead and get myself some more radishes, because they're great. Okay, well, let's go ahead and use some of those radishes. I actually have to go in here and select them. Equip. We'll equip it over the fish, because the fish is too good. Too good to be using now. And there you go. That easy. I said get the onion. Or, actually, the radishes. That's why you're confused. Just We can hold a maximum of 10 of every item, which is why I didn't pick up any more and why I had trouble picking them up earlier. Also, there's all kinds of goodies and boxes and stuff that you can kick, so you might as well kick whatever you can. No one really minds. You're essentially like Link. Also, here's a thing. An inkling, that is. We'll go ahead and prostrate ourselves. I don't know who this is, but the chat requested that I do so. There you go. I prostrate. Whoa! They seem to be upset. You won't be upset when you're dead. And as you can see, you can even instantly kill people with a hoe. It's that easy. You can also search their corpses. It is considered dishonorable to do so. Hey, I got a barehanded scroll. So the scrolls are kind of interesting in this game because they allow you to learn new skills. So this one teaches me a new hand-to-hand skill. Let's see if I can use it. Can I use it? I learned the Tamakudaki. I don't even know what that is. Let's see, weapons. Alright, can I see my skill list with those? Oh, why you little hum. Okay, I think these... No, actually, these are my hoe moves. You can tell because it's at the top of the screen. I can't remember how to see the hand moves. Let's go ahead and bring out our hands and see if I can tell. Alright. It's a normal combo. Let's see if I can figure this out. Might be that uppercut, actually. Or the knee afterward. No, that's probably the same move. There's all sorts of ways to actually get into combos, so I have no idea what it could be. Let's see. Yeah, I do remember that one, Tazaren. One of Arroyo's missions can actually get you the long green onion. I think we'll stick with the hoe for this playthrough. It is not the best hoe in the game, but the best hoe in the game you have to get on a higher difficulty. So we'll use this one. This is the beginner's hoe. Alright, and since we're actually going to use this as our faction, let me go ahead and switch back to my hoe before I do this. Go ahead and talk to the recruiter. This is the Fujimori clan recruiting office, essentially. He asks, do we have what it takes? Sure, I have skills to prove. Watch me take out a bunch of guys with a fucking hoe. I'll show you how awesome I am compared to everyone else when I beat everyone with a goddamn hoe. I'm talking people that have spears, swords, and what have you. I will use a farming implement. This is normal difficulty, though, so it's even easier than you might even believe. See, we have all these hardened warriors and also farmers. There's a guy with a bamboo spear over there, for crying out loud. Everyone's just having a great old time today. By the way, you cannot do chain kills if you're using the blunt side of a weapon. It's an important principle, or property.
なかなか手だれが揃ったようだな。では、これより審査を始める。死を恐れぬ真の侍のみが大殿と共に天下をつかむことができる。その覚悟のある者は一歩前へ出るがいい。お主。
You, the man with the farming implement. You think you can take us on?
その力、存分に振るうがいい。
Well, let's see it
こ
then.
の梅宮慎之介、しかと見届けようぞ。では、始め。
Alright. We're taking on the farmer first. Thankfully, everyone's blind enough to only attack one at a time, right? Oh, I was too slow. It's hard to tell when we're all clustered up like this. There we go. The easiest way to do this is to follow the button as it travels across the screen. There we go. Tsuyoi indeed. He's calling us strong. we know the way of the hoe. And making everyone else our hoe. Oh, damn it. Get up. No problem. The Fujimori clan will need someone to build a farmland after this conflict is over. We choose you. I see. I think I'm up to the task. And we get $2 for killing all those men. We're actually going to go back in there for a moment. Because they dropped a bunch of valuable things, and I do want some money. Alright. Yep, see all the nice stuff is still here. What the heck are you? Quality 105. So the important thing here is quality. Whenever you see quality 5, you can be pretty assured that it's a good weapon. We're going to go ahead and take that one. We also got all kinds of other stuff here. There's like a red pepper cell on the ground. I'm just going to kick all these so it's faster for me to pick them up. There you go. You'll notice I'm not picking up any other weapons because I can only hold a total of 3. So I have my hoe, I have the Kotobuki Taishi, or Taisha, I should say, and then I have the Moderate Blade. Moderate Blade, you get out of here. No one loves you. Alright, what else do we have in this pack of things? Suzumushi, that one's pretty... Oh! Yao Chow here looks pretty good. Anything else I should look at? 1 of 1. This one is terrible, that Suzumushi. You'll see how the quality actually works in a bit. Alright, so we got a sweet spear here and a kick-ass sword. Single stance? Might use that for our next playthrough. Spears are also really freaking awesome as well. You'll see they have other numbers, but really the quality is what matters most of all. And the durability is probably second there. I haven't explained it yet. But you'll notice that above my life bar that I'm filling... Whoop, put that away. That I'm going to be filling with the rashes here. There's a rectangle with 3 smaller rectangles, all white within. If that... Just watch that during our next battles. You'll notice that it has sort of a red meter that goes up on it. And if that meter actually exceeds the white boxes, our weapon loses durability. If that keeps happening and we get to the last square and it happens again, the weapon breaks. It's not the best of circumstances. Also, here's an interesting looking gentleman. He's Kiri Matsugu. Alright. The right-hand man of Shuzen Fujimori. I can't do my Japanese pronunciations tonight, which is not so good because this game has nothing but. He just wants to make sure we're not going to do anything stupid. He doesn't have a lot of respect for us yet, and he shouldn't because we just showed up and killed a bunch of guys with a hoe. Right? Right.